Sometimes it's necessary to take a step away from the internet and detox yourself from it, especially when you're dealing with lolcows, because their content can become so toxic that it ends up rubbing off on you and affects both your physical and mental health. One of the best ways of detoxing yourself from this is with a good video game. Unfortunately for myself, I don't got a lot of games to play because I'm only into certain genres of games, and on top of that, I'm a console pleb. And I can hear Chill Murray screaming at me just for admitting that. But on top of that, a lot of the games that are put out nowadays, they're just shit. I mean, they cling to the name of the IP while putting out a half-assed product loaded with microtransactions. Just look at what they did to my favorite franchise.
Look how they massacred my boy.
And sure, I could play God of War Ragnarok for the 15th time, or hop on some Siege, or play some Dragon Ball FighterZ and whoop some ass, but I need something new, something refreshing, something that's going to make me laugh while providing me with mindless entertainment. I just wish that there was a game like that.
Oh my god, it's the best-selling game of the season. It's the best-selling game of the year. It's the highest ever rated game. It's the highest ever this game, that game. This game is one of the best games of all time. A lot of outlets are giving it 8 to 10 out of 10. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Take your meme and shove it up your fucking ass.
Wait a fucking minute. You're telling me there's a game that is gonna make me laugh with all the detractor references, has It's a Gundam in it, and I get to punch Phil in the face?
Shut up and take my money.
This game was available on Steam, the Google Play Store, and the Apple Store. And I say was because someone got a little ass mad, got a little butthurt that there was a game out there making fun of Phil, and decided to falsely DMCA it using DSP'S personal information. Now, I know if you've been around for a little while, this is the same song and dance going back to last year and a couple years before that where someone was striking down detractor channels using Phil's personal information. And we're highly suspecting that it is this same individual, but I'm not going to mention them by name. Not because they're some kind of Voldemort, but because they're such an attention-seeking whore that all they want to do is do this kind of shit and take down this kind of content, not only to white knight for Phil, but to get that attention that they so desperately seek. So I'm only going to be bringing this particular virgin up whenever it is absolutely necessary. Now, Happy Gamer Studios, the creator of the Detractor game, reached out to Phil via email, which is Phil's preferred form of communication, and got no response. So after waiting a while and not hearing anything from Phil, Happy Gamer Studios decided to reach out to Phil via a super chat on one of his streams and ask him why he falsely DMCA'd the video game and got it removed. And Phil responded exactly how you think Phil would.
Happy Gamer Studios did a $10 super chat. All right? I'm just going to read this word for word, and then I'm going to give you my honest response to it. Okay? Hi, Phil. Love the show. You're actively avoiding me after DMCA striking my game, The Detractor, on Steam. Excuse me. I thought you said your work is okay to use if it's transformative. Don't be a coward. Thanks, Happy Face.
That look on his face at the end of the clip not only tells us that he knows exactly what Happy Gamer Studios is referencing with this false DMCA, but it also shows us how ass mad he is about this entire situation.
Have I not said 1 zillion times on this show and in my content, I want nothing to do with you, your content, your trolling, your bullshit, whatever it may be. I don't want to be pulled into your vortex of nonsense, okay? I have nothing to do with anything you're talking about.
If that were true, Phil, that you wanted nothing to do with detractors trolling or our content, then why do you consistently bring us up every other stream and blame us for all of your problems when you reminisce on the glory days and when you complain about how you're not as popular on YouTube anymore? It's all our fault, and we hear this rant at least once every fucking week. And it's kind of hard to believe that you have no involvement with this DMCA when it's your info being used on the DMCA.
Zero. Nothing to do with it whatsoever. What I've seen is there's people coming on in the last week saying there's a game that you're in, and it's a detractor game. And what do you think about that? I don't care. I ignore it. I have nothing to fucking do with it. I have more things to do in my life. I'm so busy. I don't have time to worry about your dumb shit.
Oh yeah, Phil, you're so busy. I have no idea how you're able to handle and juggle it all. From sitting on your ass all day, begging for money, door dashing, and playing WWE Champions, I don't know how you find the time to do anything else. But when you say that you don't acknowledge it, you just ignore it, I'm gonna have to press X to doubt, because your ego is as fragile as glass that you can't even handle someone going into your chat and saying something that could even be remotely considered as insulting, let alone being able to handle and ignore a whole entire video game where you are the butt end of the joke. I just don't believe it for a second.
You are the least important thing to me on this fucking planet. I don't want to know about what so-and-so said in a video, what documentary is coming out, what video game that makes fun of me is coming out. No one with a brain fucking cares. It's the same circle-jerking, mouth-drooling, mentally challenged group of people who like that shit. No one who's normal and has an actual life outside of sitting in front of their fucking computers all day cares about that shit. Do you understand me?
There is so much to unpack with this, and I find it all fucking hilarious. Like him self-projecting, saying that the only people that care about detractor content in the detractor game are people that sit behind their computer screens 24/7, which is rather ironic, given the fact that Phil literally sits behind his computer screen all fucking day, 6 days a week. I find that fucking hilarious. And then he goes on to say that normal people and people that have brains, they don't care about this kind of content. Because DSP's fan base and his chat is filled with just normal people. Derek, Haseo, Jade, 672, and all those dentheads, they're all completely normal people. Speaking of dentheads, Phil, didn't you go on a tirade a couple weeks ago, raging out and calling us terrible people because we refer to your fans as dentheads? But yet now you're completely comfortable calling us mentally ill mouth droolers. Seems a bit hypocritical.
So I want nothing to do with it. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't strike anything. I didn't do anything. I want you to take your super chat and I want you to shove it up your ass. Okay? I'm done being involved with the tractor shit. I've told you this a million times. It's not me. Here's what you really need to do. Look at your community of fucking really antisocial losers and wonder why they keep striking each other's content down.
Of course, Phil did nothing wrong. He did everything correct. He had no involvement in this whatsoever and has no idea what Happy Gamer Studios is talking about, despite earlier in this video saying that he chose to actively ignore the whole drama around the detractor game for days and days prior to this whole rant. 100% believable, Phil. But the part I want to hone in on is, did this retard really just say that we're the antisocial ones? Phil, the overwhelming majority of detractors work together, want to do collaborations, and promote one another. Hell, I'm potentially doing my very first collaboration with another detractor in my next installment of the Moron Files, if you don't count my appearance on TBS. And if it wasn't for a bigger detractor with a higher sub count and more view count than I get on my videos promoting my shit, my videos and my sub count wouldn't be where it is today. Massive big ups to the motherfucking homie Snort Hogan. And Phil, all of us detractors have lives outside of detracting. This is just a hobby for us. We have friends and family and go to events and go out and socialize with other people. Whereas you sit inside of your house for 6 days of the week, going out 1 day a week to do grocery shopping and running errands. You have self-admittedly said that you have no friends and you barely talk to any family members of yours, and your wife has essentially cut off all ties to her family because of you. And the only social interaction that you get are with the retards in your chat. But yet, we're the antisocial ones. And as far as you saying that detractors are going around just striking down other detractors' content, I'll be addressing that later in this video.
I said it, I just did it in February. I did the usual annual video. I don't strike stuff. I'm not involved. So why the fuck do you keep bringing it up and making accusations and content? I have literally never been fucking involved in any of this, ever.
They're bringing it up to you, Phil, and making the accusations because it's your information being used on the DMCA. Shouldn't you be just a little bit more concerned that someone is using your info to go around and false DMCA people and potentially landing you in some sort of legal trouble? But, Phil, you said that you've never been involved in anything like this? Really? Do you not remember when you showed your flag history and it clearly showed that you struck down one of Super Crazy's videos?
But the reason I can say that is because I know there's dumb people out there like DSP who will copyright strike you and try to get your channel terminated, not for valid reasons, but just to teach you a lesson. And how do I know that? Because that's exactly what he tried to do to me.
Or maybe there was a third party doing false claims in my name, but that's what these are right here, okay? This video here was from another channel doing exactly the same thing back in January 2022. I remember this particular day, someone had reached out to me in a very similar manner and said, we found a channel that is doing this, okay? I did the same thing. I did claims on them. And actually, in this case, with this person, after about a month or two, I said, all right, you know what? I think they learned their lesson, and I retracted the takedown. But as you can see, this channel no longer exists either, so I don't even know what it was.
And then there was that time where you got departnered from Twitch and gave us this gem of a meme.
So I honestly don't know, okay? So I went downstairs and I spoke with my wife. By the way, Kat is completely upset. She's crying. I don't blame her. I'm tired of this abuse.
Which led to your arch nemesis, Tevin, coming back and doing a 4-hour stream completely dunking on you, laughing at the bit where you said that Kat's downstairs crying because you lost your Twitch partnership. Come on, dude, that's fucking hilarious. And then saying that she should divorce you, which led to you to drunkenly ramble onto Twitter and do a call to action. And this entire thing with Tevin back then is exactly why I do not believe a fucking word out of his mouth regarding these DMCAs. Because in that drunken Twitter thread, he says that this is not a call to action. And then proceeds to make a call to action, telling his fans to flag down Tevin's videos for being toxic or bullying or blah blah blah. So if he was willing to do that with Tevin over a stream, why would he not be willing to do this with a video game that dunks on him and makes fun of him? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
This is your own community striking each other down for attention. And it seems to fucking work because look what's going on now, right?
DSP, this isn't the SOK days. People are not going around policing and gatekeeping what content you can and can't make when it comes to making fun of you. That's just not how the detractor community works anymore. Sure, there have been people that have been ostracized from the detractor community, whether it was for being a grifter, liking pictures of 1,000-year-old anime girls that look like they're 7 years old, or in complete relation to this entire thing, false flagging shitheads. Phil, that's not how the detractor community is anymore. We make fun of these people and kick them out and ostracize them from the community. What the fuck are you going on about?
I can't do anything about it. I've literally contacted YouTube. I've contacted Twitter. They don't care. You want to know what their attitude is? Get a lawyer. That's what their attitude is. Not to me. To you, the people who are having your content taken down. That's what I've been directly told. Tell them to get a lawyer and seek legal help with it because you can't help them if you didn't do the takedown.
First and foremost, Phil, we both know that that is 100% pure horseshit. You didn't get a response from an actual representative over at YouTube. This is a response that you got from a YouTube AI chatbot. I know it, you know it, your community knows it, and the detractor community knows it. Secondly, and more importantly, the reason why no legal action has been pursued is because we would have to submit a counterclaim to this individual. And you know what he does with those counterclaims. What this mega virgin does is if you submit a counterclaim, you have to put in your personal information. And he'll then drop the DMCA and log your personal information and steal your identity. Essentially, it's a win-win for Phil. Either A, no legal action is pursued, and this clip is taken down, and it's one less clip on the internet making DSP look like a pile of shit. Or B, we do file a counterclaim, the DMCA gets dropped, and his mega virgin has our personal information and then tries to steal our identity. Phil, This is blatant lying on your end, and for someone that wanted to bitch so much about your identity being stolen, you sure don't really give a shit if one of your super white knight fans steals our personal information. Hypocrisy at its finest.
All right? I'm done with it. Here's what you do. You want to know the truth? Here's what you do. Leave the detractor communities, because it's obvious they don't care about abiding by the law. They literally strike each other down in every way, shape, and form to cause more drama. Why? Because they're just trolls who want attention. So every time that you've done this and publicly addressed it, all right, you've given them exactly what they want.
I'm so sick of this motherfucker using this excuse, so allow me to debunk it. And no, this has nothing to do with the SOK or that comment he got a few months back claiming they know how the detractor inner circle works, or even Soma's bitch ass. It has to do with some events that took place back in 2022. After his mega virgin was going around striking down detractor channels, he decided to impersonate another detractor, that being Hate Army Watch, using his profile picture, using his intro music, the same kind of text and font style within his intros, and even the outro music. But after King Jad exposed him for the fraud and impersonation that he was committing, he then changed the name and the profile picture to Phil's Bob Ross bullshit. And no, I am not going to be providing the screenshots for this. Not because I'm afraid of the Mega Virgin, but because I know there's some smooth-brained retards that will go over and try to watch and subscribe to this dipshit's fucking channel. Even though I'm pretty sure it's defunct, I'm still not running that risk. Now, with that being said, Phil, if you have some information that detractors are going around striking down other detractors, why won't you name them by name? Why won't you say who it is? It's almost like you have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
There you go. I'm done with it. Do not bring it up in my chat again. It is against the rules to bring up detractor content in my chat, so don't fucking bother me again. You understand? I'm laying down the law on this bullshit. I've had enough. Like, you really start to piss me off when I have to waste a segment on my podcast about your bullshit because you're an idiot who made a negative game and you're surprised that other negative people are fucking with you. Yes, because you're an idiot. Because you made a negative game, so people are going to fuck with you. They already have on people's YouTube channels and Twitter. Why wouldn't they fuck with you with the game? Are you stupid? Yes. Now deal with your stupidity and leave me the fuck alone.
He is so ass mad about this entire situation, and the more he talks about it, the more his anger just seems to seep out more and more with each response. But, DSP, let's play a game. What's more likely? Did the detractors go and flag down another detractors game making fun of you because we are such horrible negative people that want to stir shit up for you? Or B, did you, being a lifetime gamer, someone that has been doing this for a career for 15, 16 years, to the point where you can make money off of it and having the ego as fragile as glass, see a video game that you are the butt end of the joke of, and were seething about the entire thing, to the point where you reached out to your mega virgin to have him go DMCA it down. And considering that you have had a history of doing shit just like this, and are being one of the most negative people on this platform, it seems like you're almost telling on yourself. So DSP, I gotta ask, what's more likely?
Oh my God. Happy Gamer Studios, I don't know what email you're talking about. Go fuck yourself. Enjoy your band. Don't come back. You're still talking in my chat. Well, can you write me an email? No, you can eat my ass. That's what you can do. You can eat directly out of my butthole.
And of course, this whole segment wouldn't be complete without DSP hitting Happy Gamer Studios with the ban hammer. Now, to my knowledge, this game is back up and running for you to go download and play. It's actually pretty enjoyable. And for Phil, it seems like these false DMCAs are finally coming around and biting him in the ass and have the potential to fuck him over. And it couldn't have happened to somebody more deserving. Now, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, you know the routine. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, share, blah, blah, blah. Don't give a fuck. Just make sure you participate, you ugly pieces of shit. And I will see you all in the next installment of the Moron Files, which I need to get to work on. Speaking of that video, hi, Raven.
Alright, so Raven, you striking a nigga? Murray ain't chill, he put lights on you niggas. You gon' need a vest if you playing defender. Shooting at him and them niggas that's with you. This clip ain't enough, I'ma need an extender. Talk about Phil, but you playing pretender. Yeah, Addy was leaked, I should pull up and hit you. Pedo ass niggas get took out the picture. We ain't letting up till you niggas surrender. Lugo a bitch, I can tell that he tender. Ran over niggas, Land Rover defender. Bad ass nigga, need to try to be slender. It's clear, we don't like none of y'all niggas. Get him out, fourth down, punch y'all niggas. Play with your ponies, you punk ass nigga. Shit ain't Nintendo, I'll punch y'all niggas. Take down again, I'll come out with gorillas. Slide, they gon' cry, they gon' gon' label us villains. Not gonna lie, how they cry this shit thrilling. Grown ass men, stay away from the children.